All right, you should have your journal open to a blank page. Let's go ahead and put our heading on. We are doing 13-4 today, and this is converting metric units today. So in the past few days, we've been doing customary units, like the American units. Today we are doing what the rest of the world does. So here we go. Converting metric units of length. Get that copy down. And be thinking to yourself, what were the customary units of length? How do we measure length in America? We use our rulers, right? So we use inches, feet, yards, and miles. However, in the metric units, think about the opposite side of your ruler. Yeah, the centimeters. And so that is one measurement that we will be talking about today. However, let's get a chart going to look at the other units. So I want you to go ahead and make a chart. Let's draw a rectangle. And it needs to be kind of long, so make it a long rectangle. You might even need to turn your paper if you need to. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we will need 7 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. That should make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. There we go. Don't worry about it being perfect. Clearly mine's not perfect, so just kind of roll with it. Now, go ahead and draw a line like that. We might need to add on down below, so just be aware that we will be adding on a little bit here. Okay, the furthest or the biggest measurement in metric units is kilometers. So I need you to write this word out, kilometer. And a kilometer is km. That's the abbreviation. Now after a kilometer, there's another one here. But we are only going to talk about 4 of the measurements and metrics. So this one is one we are not going to talk about today. So I want you to just take your pencil and lightly shade that box. Don't shade it completely because you will need to know that that is still a box, okay? This, same thing. We're not going to talk about this measurement, so just kind of lightly shade. Now we are going to be talking about this one. This is a meter. And a meter, after you've done your ocean research, you probably know, is M for short. After you get meter written down, we're shading this box. We won't be talking about that unit. But we will be talking about centimeters. So in this box, let's put centimeter. Centimeter. And then centimeter, if you look on your ruler, is cm. That doesn't mean get your ruler out. I'm just saying, if you happen to see your ruler later, it will say cm for short. And last but not least, millimeter. And that is mm for short. All right, now that we have that written down, we are going to talk about how much a kilometer is equal to a meter, how many meters are equal to a centimeter, and so on. So at this time, let's put 1 km. 1 km, and I'm going to draw a long arrow, since we did skip those 2. 1 km is equal to 1,000 meters. Now, if you notice, we are going from bigger to smaller. So just like in the past, when we go from bigger to smaller, we want to multiply, right? So 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. What did they multiply 1 by to get 1,000? You're right, they multiplied it by 1,000. That's why this is a lot easier than the American or the customary units. Now, I want you to draw a box right below the meter. And let's draw it over to the millimeter. And let's put 1 meter. And then we can draw the lines. 1 meter is equal to, draw an arrow just to the centimeter box, is equal to 100 meters. And that is the same thing as 1,000 millimeters. Oops, and I messed this up. This should be centimeters. And that's millimeters. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters and 1,000 millimeters. It's a lot easier because all you have is zeros, ones and zeros. Okay, now I want you to draw a box right below the centimeters. Just like that. And put 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Okay. Now that we have this box, let's put what is important to know here. So, let's either put it underneath your box or next to your graph, wherever you have room. I'm going to put a little star. And we are going to say, if I go bigger to smaller, and if you look right here, here's bigger, and we're going to a smaller unit, divide or multiply? You got it. We are going to multiply. If I go bigger to smaller, I multiply. If I go smaller to bigger, you got it, I divide. So get that copied down. If you think about it, it's pretty much the same, this part at least, as the customary units. Because when we go from tons or bigger down to a smaller unit, like let's say pounds, I would multiply that. So it's the same concept, just different numbers to multiply by or divide. So, now that you have that copied down, let's check this out. If I have 1 kilometer, I'm going to have to multiply it by 1,000 to get a meter. Let's talk about if I have 2 kilometers. How many meters would that be? Well, I know I had to multiply this by 1,000, so you just do the same thing there. So it becomes 2 times 1,000, that's 2,000, right? Boom. 2 kilometers equals 2,000 meters. Now, I want you to copy this one down. If I have 3 meters, tell me how many centimeters that would be. So put this in your notes. I'm putting it right here because that's only space I have room. You might want to write it down below your notes. So think about it. I'm here now. I'm going from meters to centimeters. If you went from 1 to 100, I know I'm going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit. So I know I'm going to multiply. So what did you multiply this 1 by to get 100? Yeah, you multiplied it by 100. You do the same thing for your 3. So 3 times 100, it's 300. So 3 meters equals 300 centimeters. Now, you might want to put this, and actually I do want you to put this down below. So right below where it says 3 meters, I want you to put 3 times 100. So you know what you did to get that 300. Okay, let's talk about going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So if I go from smaller to bigger, I know I'm going to divide. So let's talk about millimeters to meters. So write this one down in your notes. If I have 4,000 millimeters, how many meters would that be? So I'm starting at millimeters, and I'm going to meters. So I'm looking right here. If 1,000 millimeters is the same thing as 1 meter, I know I'm going smaller to bigger, so I have to divide. What did I divide 1,000 by to get 1? I divided it by 1,000. Yeah. And so right over here, underneath 4,000, let's put 4,000 divided by 1,000. Well, how many times does 1,000 go into 4,000? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It goes in 4 times. So it becomes 4 meters. Now, if you end up with 4,000 divided by 1,000 is 4,000, you did something funky. So be very careful with your math here. Okay? Make sure you have this part copied down so you kind of know what it looks like. Now, if you have any more questions about what to do, feel free to refer to your notes. Okay? We will discuss this further tomorrow. However, you will have time to do some practice with your guest teacher today. So, good luck. I know you guys will do awesome. You've been doing really good with the customary units, so I have no worries about metric units. It's a lot easier to do, and you can kind of do it in your head sometimes. So, use your notes, and good luck today, 5th graders. All right, I'll see you later.